it brings great gratification to the heart when you know you have helped somebody, and it's just not a notch on the belt.
So right now in 2025, the average human's attention span has gone to 8.25 seconds, down from 9.2 seconds in 2022. So meaning if something just doesn't catch their eye, it's on to the next.
The journey gave me life. I mean, it was every day was going to be different, and so I miss that. I miss you guys. I miss being with you guys, your family.
Systems work, people fail. Welcome to InsurMark's Advisor Mentorship Podcast with Vice President Jeremy Hauser.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Advisor Mentorship Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Hauser, and here over the last couple of months, we've talked a lot about entrepreneurs. We've talked a lot about culture, and I figured, let's talk to the founder of InsurMark and now Executive Vice President of Business Relationships with Simplicity, Steve Kerns. How are we doing, Steve?
We are doing great, buddy. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, you're a three-peat now.
Yeah. Are you running out of important people to talk to? I don't think so.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And for the record, I mean, there's not many people that have pushed me off a couple of times, but
It's an honor to be asked. Thank you very much.
of course. So, and actually, we got a lot to talk about, obviously, with culture, family reunion here. So all the guys are excited to see you. But maybe they don't know already. So you had some shoulder surgery here recently, right? So how's that thing?
Yeah. Let's see. 7 weeks ago, yesterday, I had left shoulder surgery. So that's what you get when you are 71 years of age and you have been playing golf since you were 6 years old. And so I had my right shoulder fixed in December of 21, and my left shoulder just got fixed. And I got the green light from my surgeon. He knew the question I was going to ask him before, and he gave me the green light to chip and putt, which will help with my mental health when it comes to golf. And but I'm on the golf IR until mid-January, so that no, as he calls it, no full force violent swings. He needs those screws that he put into my shoulder to become part of my body the way that God created me. So anyway, but I'm ready to go chip and putt. I've not played golf since early August, and you know me, so it's golf is therapy for me. So anyway.
And I mean, so what did you do to fill the noise, just for people to know? So what does Steve Kerns do when he's down for 7 weeks?
Well, the first 2 or 3 weeks after surgery were miserable. So I watched a lot of Australian TV. I don't know why I got stuck on Australian TV, but it was pretty good on Hulu. Hulu does a lot of Australian TV, and it's actually really good. So, and I watched a lot of the Golf Channel, and I read a lot, and I did my home physical therapy, and I did a good job for the last 7 weeks because he told me yesterday he did a range of motion diagnostic test, and he said, "Wow, you are way ahead of where I thought you would be." So, I'm on to isometric home physical therapy. So I start that today. So I go from 3 exercises a day to 8 exercises a day now. So anyway, that's a long answer to your question about my shoulder, but it's another sign that I am just an aging creature in this world, Jeremy. So, I just want my brain to stay sharp. That's all I care about.
Well, it is sharp. You got basically 4 decades under your belt as being an entrepreneur. So that's one thing. I think for those that obviously got to know you over the years, some people might even be new to us, and crazy to think they actually may have joined the organization and not known who Steve Kerns was. Like, could you imagine that?
Yeah.
So what does change mean to you? So over 4 decades, I like the word change. I know you like the word change. What does that mean to you?
Change is just like death and taxes. It is something that is going to happen to every human being.
Hmm.
As funny as it may sound, change is a constant of life.
Yep.
And it's how we deal with change that defines the kind of person or people that we become. I was thinking a lot. I knew you would ask me about this, and you and I have had many conversations about change. You and I have, over the last 7 years, have been through change. You're going through change right now.
Hmm.
I got one of my favorite little books right here, Who Moved My Cheese? I literally have it right here on my desk. Do I go to it every day, week, month, or year? Well, I probably go to it 2 or 3 times a year.
Hmm.
It's a great little book about two little mice, Sniff and Scurry, and two little people called Hem and Haw, and every day they go into the cheese maze to get their nourishment and all that, and then one day the cheese was gone, and long story short, Sniff and Scurry they were the mice, and Hem and Haw were two little think of Disney little people or whatever. Sniff and Scurry were able to transition well. Hem and Haw, they just dug their feet in and just said, "Hey, this is the way it's always been." And all of a sudden, they were getting hungry and they were getting malnourished. And Sniff and Scurry, they were of average intellect, and Hem and Haw were high intellect. And Sniff and Scurry just took their God-given natural abilities and changed their ways and found new ways throughout the maze, and they found new cheese every day to be nourished. And I read this a lot in the book. They had a wall that they would write things on,
Hmm.
and I will read it. And this really was many years ago. I probably read this. This was written by Spencer Johnson, a great author and behaviorist. But what Sniff and Scurry had on their wall, it says, change happens, and life will keep moving the cheese. Anticipate change and get ready for the cheese to move. Monitor change. Smell the cheese often so you know when it is getting old. Adapt to change quickly. The quicker you let go of your old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. Just change. Move with the cheese. Enjoy change. Savor the adventure and enjoy the taste of new cheese. And lastly, be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again and again, because your cheese is always going to be moved.
Yep.
Change is part of life, and it's how we deal with it, and uh, that I think defines the individual. So I believe that human beings, we live and work to achieve, or we want comfort and convenience. We all want comfort and convenience, and there's nothing wrong with that. But life just doesn't deal that to us every day or every week or every month or every year or every decade. I think when we look at change and we know that it's just going to be part of life, and how we look at it, how we deal with it will help us, because it's going to come. You know,
Hmm.
I'll use you an example. You are a husband of a great wife. You've got 3 beautiful kids, and guess what's going to happen? Those kids are going to grow up, and those kids are going to leave. Big change. I've lived it. Major change. And then those kids are going to get married, and you don't get to pick the people that they marry.
Hmm.
and then there's going to be, there's going to be life, and there's going to be death, and there's going to be hurt, and there's going to be, and not to be a downer, but I mean, it's just, that's life. Our health doesn't stay perfect. I'm a great example. Okay. And, so it's a mindset thing is what it is. And, so that's what my encouragement to you, my encouragement to your audience would be, to possibly change your expectations, or your outlook on life. Just knowing that, yeah, I'm going to work hard for convenience and comfort and a great life and all of those things. But I know that change is going to come. And so how am I going to make myself better to deal with that change?
Hmm.
Okay. So anyway, it's a little bit that's the Steve Kerns sermon on change with the help of Sniff and Scurry and Who Moved My Cheese. But I mean, I would, if I were you, I'd buy a box full of those books and just start sending them out to people in your audience and say, why did you do this? Why did you change that? Why did this happen? Why are we doing this?
Boost return potential with Power Select ACO from Corebridge. The new Power Select ACO offers the key benefits of a fixed index annuity plus an innovative interest credit overlay that works like growth insurance to help protect and potentially increase your annuity earnings. ACO uses a 200% multiplier to provide an additional credit on top of any interest you earn from your selected crediting strategies, subject to a maximum overlay amount. This credit becomes part of the contract value at the conclusion of the 5-year contract period and can be withdrawn, exchanged, or transferred however you and your client see fit. For more information, go to www.insurmarkamp.com/Jay Hauser and click on Learn More. So thanks for that. And actually, so the 4 decades of being in the industry, I think one of the things that you're talking more so is also the opportunity to actually sell your business. So those have seen previous episodes, you sold InsurMark, so we're part of the Simplicity family, and now you had an opportunity to be at the executive team within Simplicity. And so when you go back to instant gratification, because I want to talk about that though, on change, and especially like where we're at today of just, I actually talked about it on my mastermind call here recently, that the average, so right now in 2025, the average human's attention span has gone to 8.25 seconds, down from 9.2 seconds in 2022. So meaning if something just doesn't catch their eye, it's on to the next. Um, so like when you're as a leader getting people to follow your vision and you're changing things and so forth, how do you how do you create a culture for people to want to follow you, but also I would say do change for the long term? Like, how do you know that's the right change and that's not going to, in consequence, not be the right one in 2 years from now? Like, because you've had a very good success of having hired the right people, get them our longevity within the company that you founded. I mean, I don't even know what the name or the numbers you probably would actually know. We have at least, I would say, 10 people, if not more, that have been there longer than 10 years. So, how do you do that, or how does that happen?
I guess I would answer that by saying, what is culture? You know, to me, culture is our values, traditions, beliefs, um, practices, that that you implement, that comes from your own worldview, your own mindset, and then you put them into practice, and then
Mhm.
uh, but you live them, and hopefully they are moral, virtuous, righteous things of great integrity, and then you put all those things into the business world. One thing, because I thought about culture, and I thought about change, and I believe culture is a learned activity, and I think it's a shared activity, and I also know that it's a dynamic activity. It's not static.
Mhm.
But when you're a leader, you you've got to make a lot. I mean, over 40 years, I made hundreds, if not thousands of decisions. Many of them wrong. Okay. But I endeavored to make every decision one that would be beneficial and helpful and advantageous to the whole. And that would be to the InsurMark employees and colleagues and all of our advisors. You know this because you've been there long enough now that one of the main credos of InsurMark is to make our advisors' lives better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we endeavor, and I know Jeff is continuing, you are continuing to do that, you know, is we want to be servant leaders. You know, we want to think, you know, we want to put our advisors and their families and their lives at the forefront of what we do before ourselves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the right thing to do. I think that's the thing that I think when you do that, and when you do it successfully, it brings great gratification to the heart when you know you have helped somebody. And it's just not a notch on the belt. It's just not another raised pennant or raised flag or whatever, but you've altered and changed people's and families' lives for the better. You know, I mean, that's a high calling, you know, because uh, there's there is more to life than making money and buying big cars and big houses and sending your kids to private school. There's more to life than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know that. You know, I've had many talks about that. So,
Selling the Ibexus FIA Plus and Wealth Defender FIAs just got even easier. They have increased street comp by 1% for clients aged 71 and up, putting more in your pocket while helping retirees grow and protect their wealth. Plus, Ibexus has raised participation rates so you can offer even more value and upside potential. It's a win-win for your clients and your business. For more information, go to www.insurmarkamp.com/Jay Hauser and click on Learn More. Don't miss this opportunity to boost your earnings and deliver stronger solutions. And I think for the listener too, so for specifically around like culture and really just where we're at today, it seems like a lot of people, just businesses, even outside of our industry, um, people are kind of turning off I would say they like independent. They like people think it's refreshing to not be viewed as a tally. So I think that's to what you've been saying here. So the advisors, we don't work with everybody. I mean, some groups would be awesome to work with, but vice versa, some groups just aren't a good fit for our culture. And that's what you've done a really good job of for the years that you were leading us, and continuing on the path now of what we're doing, bringing the right people to the party for the advisors. I think for the listener, it's not like what's different today. Is anything different the way you see it? I mean, you now oversee all the offices, not just ours. So we're one of, depends on when this airs, however many offices Simplicity has. Is there anything different from your view within the industry today than it was 7, 10 years ago?
well, you brought up one attention span. You're right. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, just to give you a little, a little for your listeners and a reminder to those who know this, but for your new folks, yeah, we became a part of Simplicity 7.5 years ago, and we were the seventh organization to join Simplicity. And I'm now working with 90 organizations. 90. So is there a difference? Whoa, a big difference, a
Mm-hmm.
huge difference. But they all have the same trials. They all have the same tests. They all have the same tribulations that they go to. And our challenges at Simplicity right now are more magnified. And I mean, think of the challenges that InsurMark has. And now you've got to do that with 90 organizations, 90 different cultures, 90 different leadership groups. It is, it's an overwhelming task, you know, and the origin of culture is with that entrepreneur. But like what we have at Simplicity right now, we have an amalgamation of cultures. Okay. That's really, really, really difficult. So our task right now
Hmm.
is trying to get 90 different cultures and 90 different mindsets, 90 different entrepreneurial mindsets to the culture that we want to have. And that is, as you know, is what we call one simplicity.
Hmm.
And easy? Nope. Hard? Yep. Will it be achieved? Yes. Will it be achieved overnight? No. But it is. Um, it's a lot for your audience. This is a lot different than what I did with with InsurMark. Okay, because I had the pleasure or the pain of being the leader and the founder, and so I lived and died with all the good and bad decisions. Okay, now I'm one of 20 some executives that has the pleasure and the pain of getting these right now 90, and there will be more onto one platform. So
Hmm.
um, so there's a lot of similarities, but what's different is there's not an origin of culture. It's now an amalgamation of cultures, and so that's hard. That's a challenge.
And so, like a lot of the people that are listening to this, obviously they're entrepreneurs. They're starting their own business a lot, and I'd say there's been a huge, which is great, a huge growth in a lot of businesses that we work with. So a lot of these 1 to 2 office or person offices are now 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. So there's definitely when putting systems in place to actually hire people and so forth, how important were goals and incentives, do you think? To that was something you were, I would say that was something I've always admired and learned a lot from you. So incentives and goals in order to get the best out of people. So can you talk a little bit about
Yeah.
what what drove that for you?
So what is InsurMark? We're a sales organization, right?
Hmm.
And we are a wholesale distribution organization. Our job is to recruit and train and nurture and build healthy, long lasting relationships with what we call today financial advisors. And that can be insurance agents, financial planners, banks, independent broker dealers, RIAs, credit unions, insurance agents that are in property and casualty, Medicare. Um,
To name a few.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they all wear a different hat, but their name is different on the hat, but they're all pretty much independent sales types, if you will, um, and becoming more fiduciary, if you will, and that's one thing I've really noticed, and where I'm really proud that InsurMark has really you know uh, moved into dealing with advisors that really truly care about their customers than they care more about themselves. So they have a fiduciary mindset. Now, RIAs have to have a fiduciary mindset, but even in the independent agent space, I'm seeing more of those people that are developing that fiduciary mindset. Even in a sales culture, and I think InsurMark and those IMOs and those independent organizations that promote that, I think they get credit for that because I think that they are moving those people into that fiduciary world, and that's a culture thing. I mean, I believe that's a culture thing, and not to impugn anybody that might be watching this, but I mean, um, we don't really just want to deal with sales folks that don't care about their customer. Okay. We want a partnership. We want to work with people that are like us, right? Okay.
Hmm.
We care about our customers. And so therefore, meaning financial advisors. So we want to deal with financial advisors that care about their customers. So, um, I think that's an important thing to note. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
I got off track, but goals and incentives. So,
Hmm.
uh, Goals and incentives. What is it? It's the fuel. It is the fuel
Mhm.
that men and women, advisors and salespeople wake up every day, and it besides hopefully, hey, how am I going to make people's lives better today? But it also it we all like working for something,
Mhm.
whether it's a great sales training uh, meeting at a great location, or um, things like what we do, where if the more business you write, then we can help you with your marketing, like we created years ago with BizBucks. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a healthy fuel that gives us the energy to do those things that we work for, you know.
Are you tired of seeing your clients' renewal rates going down? Maybe your customer started out with a 5% cap, and over the years, it has been cut down to 2%. Sound familiar? Lock in guaranteed rates on Prosperity Life Group's newest FIA, Path Pro Series, an A-excellent company now with a 16% premium bonus with no fee. PLG's Path Pro Series has you covered. You can find Prosperity's perfect renewal rate scorecard, and more at www.prosperitylifearc.com. That's prosperitylifearc.com. And not to mention for like just the guys who are hiring staff members too, just I mean, obviously for the customer, it's great to have the incentives, and then as the employees too, though, is everybody's the alignment of having what I've seen. If you have goals and incentives in place for the team members that are aligned with the company's goals, that's how, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that's how you get the most out of your people. I mean, that's what I always thought of incentives of what I mean, very creative incentives, like you did family reunion for advisors, and that's where so the guys that are listening to this right now, they're on family reunion. You did founders club. So how did you actually come up with those ideas?
Our culture. I mean, our culture has always been family. Okay. And so
Hmm.
when Becky and I, back in the late 90s, I think the first family reunion was 97 or 98, something like that. We wanted to gather our salespeople. Uh, it was our at that time, before we were the InsurMark that InsurMark is today. It was at that time that we wanted to gather people. Number one, to say thank you for your partnership, and thank you for your production. Because without you, the advisor, InsurMark doesn't exist. We don't have the opportunity to employ people, and so and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a servant leader to you. And so we wanted to have events that operated around the concept of family, and operated around collegiality and fellowship and getting together, and not just a place where you hang around a swimming pool and you get overserved, and you know what I mean? I mean, and again, all this, and maybe some of your audience does not, but to us in Shermark, it most definitely was our family, and it still is our family. We just have it, we're like proud grandparents now, okay, and hoping that our children are running the family business well, with our new partner, with Simplicity. And
Hmm.
and then Founders Club was just to be totally transparent, was kind of self-serving. I knew that eventually my time at InsurMark was going to be over, and moving on into Simplicity, and I just wanted to be remembered. and but the reality is, uh, we needed a beginning of the year meeting. Okay,
Hmm.
we all talked about it. We needed a kickoff meeting, whatever you want to call it. So we wanted something in January, February, March, uh, and that was really more training, but it was still it was still a gathering. It was still family. It was still fellowship. It was still collegiality. Um, and so we just named it Founders Club. And you have to qualify to get on. As you know, you have to qualify to make it. There's not a lot of beaches and mountains and swimming pools. It's really a lot of it's work. It's good work. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could have called it the Gumbo Club, but I wanted, I called it the Founders Club so that maybe once in a while you guys would think of me. I wonder what the founders doing.
Yeah. You just wanted us to make sure we called you once a year. I got it.
Oh man. So that's how that came about. That's how it came about.
Are you, so actually, I want to do something a little different. So for your family reunion, because since a lot of the guys were there, so you said late 90s. So how many, I don't want to put you on the spot here. What year so we're at least 20-year plus, so almost 30 years, a family reunion?
There were 2 or 3 family reunions that we did 18-month qualifications
Yeah.
back in the 04s, 07s, stuff like that. And now we do an annual because we just feel it's important to get together, and be able to bring our family, with us. And now, as you know, with family reunion, it's now been expanded to, hey, the more production you do, then you can actually bring staff people or your children or whatever. So it too has evolved, which I think is great, because that's it's a family reunion. You want your family to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we've had 22, 23, 24 family reunions, Jeremy. And the minute Jeff watches this, he'll tell you exactly how many it is. So
I want to know from you specifically, top 2 places, in your opinion, that you've gone. But I would also say top 3 most memorable just moments of family reunion. Because I mean, you're a world traveler. I mean, you travel all over the place. So I'd love to hear from you of where's like that's the place.
I love the Montage Deer Valley outside of Park City, Utah. I love it's a beautiful hotel. It is beautiful scenery. It's a lot of fun things to do there.
That water pressure is unbelievable in the shower. Yes.
Okay, you said that. I didn't. But I would say that. And oh man, let's see what else. Hawaii. We've loved Hawaii. Yeah, I think our most recent one down in Cabo was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
I know we're going there. Well, like you said, if everybody's going to be there when this airs, and down in Punta Mita, and Jeff and Debbie have found I've not been there. It looks to be beautiful,
Mhm.
and most memorable. I love every family reunion because I get to see my friends who built InsurMark, and I get to say thank you. I miss many of them, and so I'm looking forward to this one, and to be able to hug people's necks and to see them, and to continue to say thank you, to them. InsurMark does not exist without these people that come to family reunion, and I hope your new people will feel that and understand that, and I know you will communicate that to them and let them know that, hey, Jeremy and Christine Hauser don't have anything without them.
Mhm.
Anyway, I remember, I think it was 2016, we were in Hawaii. We had the opening night deal, and the entire tables, the chairs, the food, almost all blew into the ocean. It was just, were you there? Were you at,
No.
okay. Yeah, it was,
Y'all shut the door on me. No. But go ahead.
but that was, and I hope some of our old friends that watch this will go, oh, I remember that night. Yeah, it was a mess.
So it was like a hurricane or like
It was pretty much, it was hurricane for just under hurricane force, and I mean everything is blowing everywhere. and you can imagine the disappointment. You look forward to this, it's your opening night, you see your friends, and then instead of having that time of fellowship and camaraderie, you're chasing down chairs blowing onto the beach and food that's flying all over the place. And anyways, we've been all over, and it's just been the best part is just being with our friends, being with the people that built InsurMark. So
Help your clients renovate, reinforce, and take pride in their financial home. North American has some exciting news. They've just launched a powerful new resource designed to help make client conversations easier, more engaging, and more impactful. Discover the blueprint for organizing, protecting, and upgrading your financial life so you can build a lasting legacy and approach retirement with confidence. It's called the North American Financial Home Makeover Campaign. It includes a magazine, a microsite, and an online client prospect assessment. Pretty cool. These resources will help you spot retirement gaps and opportunities, build more long lasting trust, and start retirement conversations that really matter with prospects and clients. To access this amazing resource, reach out to our team or go to www.insuremarkamp.com/jhauser and click on Learn More. I thought it was pretty cool when you put the I don't know who did that one. I'll put the name of InsurMark on the mountain top. So it was opening night.
yeah, that was that was Debbie, Debbie and I, and the people. That was at Cabo, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, that was
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was at Cabo. That was very cool. Yep.
All right. So you've been separated from us for now what, 2 years?
2.5 years. Yep.
What's been the biggest challenge for you of being separated from your 40-year business?
Number one, running your own business, being responsible. You are the number one decision maker. You have the final say so, good or bad, and hopefully you've done all your research to make good decisions. Um, I miss that. You've heard me say this, and many, for me, the joy for me with InsurMark was the journey. It was the building. I loved the building. I loved the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. And we've reached many different heights of mountaintops as InsurMark grew. But it was um, the journey gave me life. I mean, it was um, every day was going to be different. And so I miss that. I miss you guys. I miss being with you guys, your family.
Mm-hmm.
And now I love what I'm doing right now. Bruce has given me a great honor, a great privilege to be on his executive team and to help move Simplicity forward. And we are doing unbelievably great things. I mean, to go from, like I said, we were number 7, and now we're 90 organizations. I think we have 1,200 employees now. Um, it's a whole new world. Okay.
Did you see that? Did you see that happening? I mean, realistically, 7 years ago. I mean, or happening that fast?
To be honest, I would hoped that it would. Um, and Bruce, if you're watching this,
Which he is.
uh, I and I mean this, and this is not self-serving. I've always believed in Bruce. I really, really have. Have I agreed with him 100% of the time? Nope. No, but I trust him.
Mm-hmm.
I trust him, and to me, that's an important thing. I trust Bruce, and hey, he's human. He makes mistakes. I've seen it. He's been transparent with me, that's what I love about him. But I trust him, and I trust that we're going in the right direction. And as a matter of fact, I know we are. Okay, and I mean, I really truly believe we're going to be the largest distributor of financial products, protection products, uh, wealth products. And I hope I'm around to see it. I mean, and as I said to you, I mean, we've experienced different height of mountaintops at InsurMark, and Simplicity's doing doing the same thing. And when we get to our Everest, I don't know if I hope I'm around, but if I'm not, I know you will be, I hope. But anyway, that again, another long answer to your question. What is different? I'm now one of a number of decision makers and people uh, that are guiding a huge organization. I mean, it's mind boggling, to be honest with you. It really is.
Unlock new accumulation opportunities with InsurMark fixed index annuities issued by Standard Insurance Company and available exclusively through Legacy Marketing Group. Offer up to 15% annual penalty-free withdrawals after year 1, plus many rates that are guaranteed not to drop for up to 10 years, a key advantage in today's uncertain rate environment. And for you, earn competitive upfront or trailing commissions. Learn more. Visit www.legacynet.com. InsurMark is a product of Standard Insurance Company of Portland, Oregon. Licensed in all states except New York. Features and availability may vary by state. This message is for licensed insurance producers only, not for consumers. Legacy Marketing Group is an independent agency not affiliated with Standard Insurance Company.
And I mean, so picking up 90 offices, and that just doesn't happen overnight. And you gotta have a good story to want to lock arms and continue to grow. So the guys and gals that are listening to this, they're business owners. So when people are actually evaluating evaluating their business itself, what truly, since talking from an entrepreneur to an entrepreneur, what matters the most when it comes to the evaluation of your business, and not just to Steve, but for the listener, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think that is for them?
Do you value people? And which in turn will that bring value to your business? And I believe that it does. I believe that if you have that calling to value people and to help people and to be a servant leader, with Jeff and all of your sales colleagues at InsurMark, tried to mentor them to become servant leaders and to think of their advisors ahead of themselves. And so, yeah, I think it's what value do you put on relationships? What value do you put on the people that you work for? Because you work for your advisors, Jeremy. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They employ you. Okay. But then you have colleagues that you work with, Felicia and the people at InsurMark. You've got to be a good leader and a good teammate with them, which you are.
Thank you.
Again, it goes back to how do you value relationships, and I think that's key.
It's wise. Always wise from Steve. Actually, for the IMO space, though. So what do you think? What's going on there? What's the future of the IMO space from your tower?
Here's what I think.
Okay.
Today is what? October 3rd or 4th? What is today? The 3rd?
3rd.
October 3rd. I think and whether this is the near term, immediate, I think we're eventually going to be an industry of probably 5 large aggregators, 5 or 6, maybe 4, 5 or 6. I believe simplicity will be the biggest and the best of all of those. I believe that in my heart. I believe that I think we're going to see a renaissance of captive distribution from the IMO space. I think IMOs are going to say, hey, if you want all of our value, then you're going to have to work with us and just with us. Now, is that today? A little bit, but I think it's going to become a lot of bit. I really believe that. I think there's going to be a renaissance of captive distribution. And I think you're going to see more PE-backed carriers buying distribution, like what F&G is presently doing. And I believe you're going to see that. Now, that is Steve Kerns. That's my opinion. I only know what I know. I only know what I read. I only know what I'm told. But I'm a pretty avid researcher. I talk to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of our competitors who are now, they're 40-year colleagues of mine, So,
Hmm.
and so that I think those three things are, I think at least from my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen.
That's interesting. The PE thing, especially. So you think, well, obviously it's happening. So you do see that becoming is that a further down the road, or is that more sooner than people would imagine?
We've got one carrier that's doing it right now.
Hmm.
And we've got PE firms that they see the gold mine of carrier assets.
It's wise.
Bridge, Bright House. Yeah.
As we're wrapping up here, because time flies when I talk to Steve. As we wrap up, any final thoughts?
First and foremost, if I can, just because you're on the screen here, I want you to know how proud I am of you. Okay. And just what you've achieved. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
It took me about a year and a half to become a Jeremy believer.
6.5, but hey, don't you lie. Don't you lie to these people.
Just a little story between you and me. You have become you have become one of the premier ADCs in our industry. You have. And I see a whole bunch of ADCs now. Okay. And you build a great business within a business. Okay. And I would just say to you, keep it up, stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get bigger than what you think you are, and or think, just stay humble. Continue to value your relationships, value the people that you work with. And one thing I know with you, I know you do believe in your heart that you work for your advisors, and I know that, and so I'm proud of you for that. So that's my commercial for you, or my pat on the back. But I'm really proud of you, Jeremy. I'm proud of everything that you've done, and you are a great leader at InsurMark, at Simplicity InsurMark, and my hope is that what you do at InsurMark, your role will grow greater at Simplicity. I'd love to see what you've done at InsurMark spread throughout the 90 organizations at Simplicity, and I hope maybe we can make that happen. So, but I would just say, hey, like we talked about today, just change. Just know it's part of life. Okay, and prepare yourself and prepare yourself for change, and be as nimble as you can, and just realize that change is going to come in every aspect of your life. Okay, and then continue to value all the relationships in your life, whether it's in your work life, and if you have customers, that you value your customers, that you serve them with great leadership, with leadership of moral, virtuous, high integrity leadership. Think more of others than you do of yourself, and I believe great things will happen. So,
Very good. No, thank you very much. Thanks for the kind words. Obviously, thank you for the opportunity, because I would not be here without you. So, that's the truth. So, and you've been nothing but great, to my family, and to many the listeners as well too. So, and I'll call you for Founders Club. So there you go.
thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I thought Steve's Club was a little bit too self-serving. So,
Yeah. SK Club, they would have known.
we could have a subgroup as the SK.
See, there's that creative mind.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you also to the listener for tuning into this week's episode. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite listening device so you do not miss out on any future Advisor Mentorship podcast episodes. Also, join our YouTube channel at Jeremy Hauser AMP, and connect with us on LinkedIn at Jeremy Hauser. And remember, as you share this episode with a friend and a colleague, remember, in a world full of betas, be an alpha.